Your car's come up as having no insurance. 9 words. And if a police officer says them to you at the side of a road in England or Wales, you have somewhere between 60 seconds and about 2 minutes to change his mind. Because if you don't, your car is going onto the back of a truck and you are walking home. Picture where you'd be when you heard it. Ordinary Thursday, 4:30, coming back from the big shop with the boot full. A patrol car sits at the junction as you pass, and 30 seconds later, there are blue lights in your mirror. You pull in. You're not remotely worried because you have had that car insured on the same policy with the same company for 11 years. And that is precisely the problem, because you're so certain you're insured that you don't listen properly to what he's actually telling you. And you do the thing almost every innocent driver does, which is argue. Here's the truth almost nobody in this country knows. And it's the reason I'm making this video. The system that told him your car is uninsured is wrong far more often than you would ever believe. Not occasionally, routinely. And the law does not require him to be right. It requires him to reasonably believe. So you can be completely, lawfully, fully insured and still watch your own car get taken away because a database was slow. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you one sentence. Calm, polite, entirely legal, and it takes about 10 seconds to say. It doesn't argue with him, because arguing is what loses the car. It hands him the only thing that can lawfully change his mind before he picks up the radio. And I'll show you the exact power he's using so you understand precisely what you're up against. And stay with me right to the end, because there is a second part to this that matters even more than the sentence. It's what he says when you've shown him your evidence, and he still isn't satisfied. And what you do in that specific moment decides whether your car goes home with you or spends the night in a compound, costing you money by the hour. That's the bit that catches even people who thought they'd done everything right. I'm Oliver Bennett. For 15 years I defended people in police stations and courtrooms across England and Wales. And no insurance cases are one of the most common things I saw where a person was genuinely innocent and still ended up out of pocket, off the road, and in front of a magistrate. This isn't legal advice. It's the plain English version of what I wish every driver in this country understood before it happens to them. Let me start with the scale of it, because it explains why this is happening so much more than it used to. Automatic number plate recognition, ANPR, is no longer a few cameras on a motorway. There are somewhere in the region of 12,000 ANPR cameras in this country, and they submit around 60 million reads to national systems every single day. 60 million. Your registration plate is being read constantly, at junctions, on dual carriageways, in supermarket car parks, on the back of patrol cars driving past you in the opposite direction. And every one of those reads is checked in a fraction of a second against databases. One of those databases is the motor insurance database, the MID, which is supposed to hold a record of every insured vehicle in the country. Now here is the part that should genuinely alarm you. The motor insurance database is not updated in real time. When you take out a new policy, or change your car mid-policy or renew, that information does not appear on the database instantly. There is a lag, and that lag is commonly 24 hours, and it can be considerably longer over a weekend or a bank holiday when nobody is processing anything. You can be sitting there flagged as an uninsured driver for days while your perfectly valid certificate sits in your email. So, think about who that catches. Somebody who bought a car on a Saturday afternoon and insured it on the spot properly before driving it away. Somebody who switched insurer at renewal and is driving to work on day one of the new policy. Somebody who added a second car to an existing multi-car policy on a Sunday. Every one of those people is fully insured. Every one of them will read as uninsured on an ANPR hit, and the enforcement against them is not small or theoretical. Police seized around 120,000 uninsured vehicles across the UK in the first 10 months of 2025. Work that out, and it is roughly one vehicle seized every 4 minutes around the clock. Now let me be fair, because this channel has never been about pretending officers are villains. Uninsured driving is a genuine menace. It kills people and it loads cost onto everybody else's premiums. And an officer who takes an uninsured car off the road has done something worth doing. The overwhelming majority of the cars seized under this power genuinely were uninsured. The problem is not the power. The problem is the small percentage who were insured all along and who did not know how to prove it.